Hi guys, it's month 11 of Prompt Squad. It's almost been a year, I can't believe it. So this month's prompt was your Prompt Squad character, which just means your version of the little octopus and cat that I have dancing down in the corner. Everyone's been making amazing creatures and animations for this prompt. It's far more work than I was expecting you all to do, which I know is a bit silly because you guys always really amaze me with the amount of time and effort that you put into these prompt squads. So I just want to quickly say such a big thank you to you guys for just making this month really, really good. So I'm going to show everyone's pieces towards the end of the video, but before that I wanted to show you a bit of the process behind how I created my little character. I know technically he's probably my third little guy, but I'll say this one is the one that closely resembles me. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll probably think that I sound like a broken record right now, but when I was thinking about a creature that I felt represented me, I didn't think it'd be right not to choose a kappa. I really love them as creatures. They're this type of Japanese yokai, which is kind of like a river monkey with a big lily pad full of water on its head. They're a bit mischievous, they're mostly used as cautionary tales to stop kids from drowning themselves in rivers. So, you know, maybe that doesn't sound like the most relatable creature out there when I phrase it that way, but to me, I don't know what it is directly, but I really gravitate towards drawing them. In the past, I always drew rabbits and maybe random patterns when I used to doodle, like back in school, and to be honest, any time where I was just zoning out and I had a piece of paper near me. But in the last few years, I've kind of moved from rabbits to kappas, you know, that natural progression. But when I was thinking about that transition and that kind of habit of drawing something repetitively, it got me wondering about that process and what the rest of Prompt Squad may naturally go towards drawing. I've seen a lot of artists that seem to err towards drawing certain things repetitively. One of the main ones that I can come up with off the top of my head would be Hayao Miyazaki, one of the directors from Studio Ghibli, who always likes to draw pigs, and also aeroplanes for that matter. And if you do watch his films, you'll see that those two things just pop up over and over again. I'm sure if you think about some of your favourite artists too, you'll notice trends in what they paint. I've seen a lot of them take it even further and then they'll go and make those things into logos or signatures. And I'll be honest, I'm one step away from creating a kappa logo stamp myself, so maybe that'll be a project in the future. So I want to throw it out there to you, whether you took part in this month's Prompt Squad or not. Do you gravitate towards drawing a certain thing or an animal, or let's be honest, just anything? And you find yourself drawing that and going back to it a lot? And if you do, what do you think it is about that thing that attracts you to drawing it? I'd say part of my love of the kappa is its relation to water. I love to go swimming, and even just being near water really cheers me up. Whenever I've picked somewhere new to live, it's always been a big thing for me to be near water. I think it's because when you look into the water or you look out to water, there's nothing that can really distract you in it. It's just this kind of flat plane off into the horizon. And I've always really loved the idea of going to a desert as well. And I think it's that same type of thinking that really makes me want to go there. I like being surrounded by kind of nothingness, because it's like all the rest of your senses become a lot more heightened. You notice a lot of tinier things, especially stuff like the air or the temperature, or I don't know, it's a bit meditative, I guess. I'm getting all swept away here, but I'll come back to my point. Kappas are always carrying water on their heads. They can't live without water, and neither can I. Well, neither can anyone, but I'm sure you'll get my point. Or at least you'll want me to stop explaining it, I guess. But yeah, so I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments, and for the Prompt Squad in particular, do you think what you drew relates to you in some way? And if so, what way? So let's get on to all the members of Prompt Squad this month. Kai created a wonderful animation of his original character Tiger. He originally had him dancing to Michael Jackson, which worked perfectly, but you know what copyright is like here, just thinking about certain music will delete your video and your whole channel and everything you've ever lived for, so he's going to be dancing to the Prompt Squad music this time round, which we all know is better choice anyway. I personally love that Tiger is actually moving about. He's like properly dancing, and he's got a good flow of movement in his animation, and honestly Kai, I don't want to think how much work you put into this, so I'm just really impressed. Emily created her character Buckley for this challenge. I really love the fact that Emily made her own unique character by mixing all these different creatures together. I know that's what they did to create the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, but when Emily does it, she goes and makes something ridiculously cute. I really want a plush of Buckley. Much like all your characters, Emily, you gotta get onto it. And I guess I'll just have to appreciate my Echo Pin in the meantime, I guess. So Belinda joined us again this month. I'm really glad you're our newest member of Prom Squad. She's done a beautiful swimming seal as her Prom Squad character, and I really appreciate the animation of this piece because you can just enjoy the movement of it without having to lower the details of the painting itself. If you're ever wanting to see some seals, by the way, I would try and visit Mablethorpe in the UK. They have a rescue centre for all the native animals across the UK, and they have this massive tank and exhibit for all of these rehabilitated seals, so definitely a place to check out if you're in that area. Nadia's repping the traditional art this month, which I'm so glad you did because I knew this prompt was going to be difficult when it came to digital versus traditional artists. But Nadia created a flip book to animate her crow and even accessorised her with a choker to keep her fashionably in the 90s and going with our super cool Prom Squad style. So I just thought it was brilliant and I'm so happy we were able to add it into the video. Dave created a sloth as his Prom Squad persona, and considering how much art he creates, I kind of take it as a personal jibe to me, but I'm going to forgive you on that. What I love about Dave's is that the sloth's dance actually makes sense, or it does to me at least. That is exactly the dance that I would imagine a sloth doing, so I really appreciate the thought behind this one. I know you were relating it to the Carlton dance, and that is so 90s, but when you captioned it with "It's Not Unusual" by Tom Jones, that is what I always imagine when I see this dancing. And finally, Zakora created a whale fly for her Prom Squad character. And what's not to love with this little guy? It's just... If it wasn't as cute as hell to make a little whale that flutters about, the art style and its chibi looking little face, it just tops it off. I feel like this could have easily been in the Pokemon Week too. It's just fantastic. I also really like the fact it's a purplish colour because I always really associate that colour with Zakora's art, so it felt like a little nice nod towards her casual style. And that's everyone's character for this month. Now, I know you've all been waiting to see this, so let's cut to the premiere of the most amazing bit of video that has ever been created on YouTube. What did you think? It reminded me of that Simpsons joke where Homer creates his own website, so I just loved it. Thank you all so much for creating these characters for this month's prompt. I just love them, and I'm just going to have to try and think of some way of incorporating them into the future prompt squads, so tell me your ideas below if you have them. I feel like having it dance next to them during future prompts might be fun, but just tell me your thoughts. And now, next month's prompt is your favourite prompt. With this being the 12th and final prompt squad of 2019, I really wanted to do something that was more like a review or a look back prompt, and I thought this may be a nice idea. Basically, it's just to choose your favourite prompt from this last year and go do it again, or for the first time if you missed it the first time round. I think it'd be really nice to see what you would do differently on a second go, maybe see how far your art has progressed in such a short time, or maybe what you enjoyed the most as a prompt over the year. And if you were too busy during one of the months this year and you had to miss out, or if you're completely new to Prompt Squad and one of these past prompts really piqued your interest, I think this would be a nice way to come join in and bring us all together at the end of the year. I'll list all the past prompts in the description below to make it easier to choose, and I'll link the videos too so you can look back at what we've all created. Thank you all so much for making this first year of Prompt Squad so wonderful. I can't wait to see what you all choose to revisit before starting anew in 2020. The deadline is the 7th of January, so we've got a bit of time over this Christmas period to get on with it. Make sure you keep toasty, and I'll see you all again soon.